Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's Jungle Musing. Today's Jungle Musing today is based on the fourth philosophy in the jungle, holistic health and well-being. And what I want to do is I want to clear up a lot of what's been misunderstood about what does holistic health actually mean, and therefore making it more accessible to more people, and also to validate those of you who are already into holistic health, and just overall your support for investing in yourself, permission to invest in yourself, your time and your money regarding what it takes to actually be into holistic health. For me, my physical self-care has always been a strong suit. My mom role modeled holistic health, but it was before the day that we called it holistic health. Back then, what she called it was the health kick, the new health kick. And I remember when granola came out, granola cereal, there was a guy named Euell Gibbons who used to stand among the pine trees and talk about this new cereal called granola. And of course, my mom was one of the first to dash out the door and get to the grocery store to try this new cereal, while others sat back and just made fun of old Euell Gibbons, called him a pine cone, bark-eating person. And I also remember my mom being the first to be one of the women that was jogging around the neighborhood. She was into jogging before we even called holistic health holistic health. She called herself a health nut. She called it the health nut craze, or whatever you want to call it, but it was a health nut. And my mom was also very into salads. She really promoted and taught me, the importance of raw vegetables and low sugar intake. We didn't have a bunch of desserts and crap in the kitchen. That's what she called it, crap in the cupboards. We didn't have a bunch of that. We didn't have Cokes. There were no Dr. Peppers in our kitchen. My mom was already, she was ahead of herself with this holistic health and movement. And so it just became part of who I am. It was role modeled to me. And as a result, I also have this background in holistic healing, I'm sure as well, that I have a business here in Houston, Texas, as a massage therapist and a Reiki master. I've done many speeches, and in the background of every speech I've ever done is the message holistic and healing. I also run a coaching group, a women's coaching group, that we incorporate meditation, holistic healing, and of course, my book that I published. In the background of the whole message of it is holistic healing, and the fourth philosophy, thrive on support, take care of yourself. Holistic healing, holistic health means that you have any number of practices that you utilize to sustain and improve your health over a period of time, and mostly naturally. Some medical, some medicine integrated, which I will talk about later in this talk, and imperfectly. An example I like to give of imperfectly is my yoga practice. This is where I've been practicing yoga this summer at this park. It's a neighborhood park, and I actually practiced the yoga on the tennis court back there. You can't see it. Years ago in my 20s, I took my first yoga class, and I got really into it right away. I found a love for the yoga practice. I studied it, I memorized it, I studied the form of it, then I quit going to class and started embarking on my own personal yoga practice. I would break out at the beach to do yoga, at the swimming pool to do yoga, parks to do yoga, and of course at home. And eventually what happened was my yoga practice just dropped out. I was traveling with a seminar company, speaking all over the United States. I was also a single mom, so I would come home and be the best mom I could be, and then go back out for another traveling. And so my yoga practice just dropped out, and I kept thinking and saying and wanting and desiring to get back into my yoga practice. And finally, I turned 50 years old. So that was a time thing. It was a timing thing. It was like a wake-up call. It was like, Kelly, you better do something radical to get back into that yoga practice because of this aging factor. And so what I did was something radical. I went and I joined Bikram Yoga, and I signed up immediately for a 60-day challenge. That's 60 days of hot yoga, 90-minute classes in a row. It got me back into my yoga practice. And so holistic really does mean that it's something that you practice over a period of time, and you practice it imperfectly, and it incorporates many different aspects as well. Holistic healing means you are being responsible for your health and well-being instead of looking for quick fixes. It means declaring yourself worth the time and the money, and really the maintenance, the time that it takes to maintain your health and well-being. I tell my clients every so often, I know I've been high maintenance and I've known it for years, and I budget for it. If you are a female, this is especially important because women often feel guilty when they put themselves first or when they spend money on themselves, take time for themselves. So if that's the case for you, then you may have to do what I had to do years ago, which was kind of reinforce my time and my investment by saying, hey, I need to work on this resource so that I can be a better resource to all the people in my life. Now, over a period of time, that evolves and it becomes to where it's like you see the benefits, you get the investment, and you no longer need to justify yourself. You just take care of yourself. So giving yourself permission. In the dictionary, the definition of holistic is characterized comprehension of the parts of something as intimately interconnected and explicable only by reference to the whole. In medicine, in the dictionary, what they say for holistic is characterized by the treatment of the whole person, taking into account mental and social factors rather than just physical symptoms of the disease. Holistic health means truly integrating mind, body, and soul. Nowadays, what we know, and doctors are proving it and saying it, medical science is saying it, is that stress is the #1 cause of diseases. And that would be chronic diseases and also the diseases that kill people. And so what does stress mean? The word is quite nebulous. It's entirely very general. One of the things that I've noticed about when people say, I'm stressed out or I have a lot of stress in my life, it tends to point outwardly, like the stress is out there, instead of taking the viewpoint, if you will, that the stress really is about how you handle life, because life is full of circumstances and everything's temporary. So even when you're going through something really difficult for a period of time, still the best you can do is handle it internally in a way that relieves stress rather than just give up to my life is stressful and making it all about the outside circumstances. So stress is a very nebulous word. I'm not a real big fan of it, but I like to say that if you look at it internally, you actually have some personal power. So internally, for example, might be if you say, I have a stressful job, a very stressful job. Yeah, well, maybe you really do have a stressful job. And also, maybe you don't, and it's just an internal wiring that you have. Maybe it could be that you have a belief system operating in the background that's telling you that you're not adequate, that you're not competent, and it creates a fear for you in the back of your mind that every day when you wake up, you have that looming fear of, oh my God, today when I go to work, for sure I'm going to get fired. That is the kind of stress that we can actually do something about, the internal stress. Again, remember, mind, body, and spirit. My mom knew the future of the internal. At the time that she started, it was more about just health and diet, but there was a point in time where she did send me to my first counselor, Fred, when I was 16 years old. And going to Fred led me to the world of experiential group work. I've been a part of the Human Potential Movement for 30 years now. I love it. I participated in 3 different world movements and leading in each of the 3, receiving various certifications and licenses. And what I know in my heart of hearts is that we are living, breathing belief machines. That many of our beliefs are in the background, governing us on default. So I love courses. I love courses that lead me internally to explore my consciousness and support me in owning and returning to a state of limitless possibility, personal power, and joy. I love tools that assist me in the ongoing need for forgiveness, not only of others, but of myself, as I navigate through this human dimension, human experience called life. It's really important. The true word of holistic health is a balance of mind, body, and spirit or soul. It's a beautiful thing, and it's never too late to start. Taking action to get in alignment with your health and well-being will pay off big dividends. Holistic health means being flexible to the true, like the tides and the turns of your life, your journey, and implementing different practices at different times depending on where you are and what it is you want to do. But it definitely is having more than one practice, more than one thing you could point to. One, not a fix, but some combination of things that you do at any given moment in time in your journey, your life experience. Holistic health means to integrate with medical science, not turn your life over to medical science. It means doing your own research sometimes. You know, a little self-diagnosis, Google. And one of the things that I've been doing lately, as I turned 50 and got into my 50s, what I noticed is it really is true that fat tends to congregate in the midriff for women and is very difficult to get rid of. And I was having these carbohydrate cravings that were crazy, just crazy. So I started asking the question, like, okay, what's it gonna take? What do I need to do now? And what I ran across was an answer called the ketogenic diet. Now, many people don't believe in the ketogenic diet and think it's really horrible and awful. So I did the research, and what I found on YouTube were a couple of doctors. That's right, MDs, doctors, medical science, that talk about the chemistry, the whole hormonal, absolute ins and outs of why the ketogenic diet is really great, and especially for women and especially for aging people. All of the benefits and the way to do it correctly, not like doing it. There's now in the ketogenic lifestyle community, there's the dirty ketogenic, which would be likened to back in the days of the Dr. Atkins diet, and then there's the clean ketogenic diet. So I'm studying this on YouTube. I also got my friend to join me in the ketogenic lifestyle, and we study and look for really great recipes. We cook together. We also bring and share other things that we've cooked together, and we're having a blast doing it. We're making it fun, really fun, and I plan on doing it the rest of my life, although who knows? I may reach another era in my life on my journey that I switch and change. I've done it before. I might do it again. In my business, what I do is I give gentle reminders to my clients to tune into their bodies, to listen to their bodies. And I also highly recommend meditation as a tool to tune into the cues of your higher self so that you do get these promptings like I got around the ketogenic diet and so forth. Like really asking what's next, what's going to support me where I am right now. So wherever you are on your journey, I hope that this video gives you helpful information, builds awareness, inspires you, in some cases validates those of you who are already doing all of this. I hope that it gives you permission to invest in yourself and the support that is available to you and your health and well-being and a holistic health style. As usual, if this video contributed to you, I would love for you to share it with your friends. If you're catching it on the YouTube channel, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so that you'll be notified whenever I have some inspiration for the world and I upload a new video. Also, you can like it and make comments as well wherever you are seeing this video. And as usual, until next time from In the Jungle, now I'll get back to my yoga. Thanks for tuning in.